In this episode of Sailing Dark Angel, our trek north along the Exumas leads to engine worries, dodging squalls, motor sailing, hand bombing the anchor, gorgeous Bahamas waters, and anchoring in stunning locations. If you like our videos, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. It's free for you and really helps our channel. So, what are we doing now, Captain Dave?
The boat is doing this really cool thing where it's moving and it's not on an anchor.
What?
Finally, we're getting out of Georgetown.
Bye, Georgetown. Bye, Elizabeth Harbour. We've been here for a little too long. How long were we here for, Dave?
5 weeks.
Ouch. That's not normally us, but I don't know. Some things went sideways and we ended up having to stay, but it's not such a bad place to stay. The weather the last couple of days has been terrible. But we're leaving right now, and as you can see, it's flat out here, which is great, especially for hand bombing up the anchor. Right, Captain Dave?
Right.
Yeah. I didn't have to move the boat at all. He just pulled it all up, put it all in a chain locker after spraying it all off because it was gross. So what are you doing now, Lazy Dave?
I am piloting our vessel.
I can see it's a tough job, isn't it?
Rough. So we're motoring right now because there's just no wind, although I'm toying with the idea of putting up the spinnaker. But we got a 20-mile sail, and with the spinnaker and no wind, I don't want to come in Rat Cay in the dark. But we're moving finally.
Do you want to discuss what's happening with the engine?
Our port engine is blowing some smoke. We were having trouble with it anyway, so we're keeping a really close eye on it.
Let's go take a look. She's blowing a little bit of white smoke there, and we're not pushing her too hard. We're a little nervous about it. I also took a look at the temperature of the water here out on Oceanside, and right now it is 84 degrees. So what I was doing was I was chumming the water like this because it's 84 degrees, and look at that color. Ocean blue, of course.
And you're not tethered to the boat, and you don't have the safety lines up, and you got your foot in the water, and you're gonna fall off and die.
I don't really want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I've been having a bit of a rough week. My paddleboard has died. I was a little distraught over that. So now we're going to probably get some solid paddle boards at some point. But she's sitting out here on the deck because we don't have any other storage right now for her. But as you can see, it's pretty flat out here on Oceanside, so it's not like it's in any danger of going over because of the wind or the waves. But, you know, between the necklace and the paddleboard and some family stuff, this has not been the best week for me. But soldiering through, man. I just keep soldiering through. Putting a brave face on. We're leaving the storms behind. Freaking storms. I wanted to at least get one more time on Stocking Islands Beach because I have to admit that's my favorite beach because it's so long and so beautiful and so clear, and there's nobody there. So it's great to go swimming naked. So we're on our way to Rat Cay right now, and we've run into a little heavier weather, heavier clouds, and then that. So we're kind of trying to outrun that right now, that squall. And apparently we left Honeymoon Beach at the appropriate time because it had nothing but warnings for squalls all week long. And I don't really want to hang around for that. So let's just sail our asses over to Rat Cay and start heading north out from under this dark sky because I've had quite a bit enough of that. It's enough. It's enough. The sun is shining right over there, That's pretty cool. And I'm just gonna sit out front here and take in the sights. Look at the color of that water. Look at that. As we go sailing away from the squall. Bye, squall. Hi, sun. We just got to get out from underneath that and over toward where the sun is coming down. But we finally got all of our provisions and everything that we needed together, and we set sail. Well, motored, because we simply don't want to put the sails up when you got that coming at you. Lessons are learned. Spitting on me. Not like the hatches are all open, but you can see the rain starting to darken the hatches. It's like, come on. How fast are we motoring?
4.5.
4.5. And this one seems to be doing well on this side, this engine. So let's go take a look at the other side. Let's go take a look. Over here. And she's smoking a little bit. And it's raining. With the rain coming in, not too much wind though, I might have to move this stuff so it don't get all wet, soggy, and gross. We're living on the edge, right, Captain Dave?
On the edge of this cloud.
Check this out. So you can see the rain hitting the water here, but the sun is shining over there.
And up ahead of it.
And up ahead. Just trying to get there. Look at the rain. Look at that. Man. I didn't order this. As long as we outrun that.
We're motor sailing downwind with the jib. And we're doing about 5.4, 5.5 knots, which is not too bad. We've got weather here chasing us. That's the weather we left. But this is building right in front of us. That kind of sucks. We might have to take the jib down for that. You can see here, this is where we are. This is where we're going, and there's the storm in between. So it might dissipate. It's about 2.5 miles, almost 3 miles away, which is half an hour. Maybe it'll dissipate. Going by us over there is Silent 7, which is I believe a 70-foot solar yacht. Having fun yet?
I'm not looking forward to that.
No, me neither.
It doesn't look very big though.
Nope.
It doesn't.
That's
and we're
going way
catching the
across.
edge of it too. Whereas it's centralized here, whereas we're going past here.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad.
I hope we don't need to take down the jib and slow down. I'd like to push right past Rat Cay and go up to Rudder Cut. It's all going to depend on the weather, really.
Try not to be a scaredy cat. We're coming in right now in the cut and trying not to end up on land.
Oh, we're pretty much dead center of the cut.
Are we? Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
My knees are shaking. 21 knots of wind on the nose. Thank you very much. At least it's not blowing us either way, right? It's just on the nose.
on the nose is better than forcing us into the rocks.
Yeah.
It's just slowed us down 1.5 knots.
Wow. Just be careful with that engine. Wow.
Just trying to get us through the crowd.
I get it. I wonder if we have the behind us or against us. The tide.
Oh, it's against us.
Shit. I'll feel lots better once we get in. And we're just going around here to Rat Cay, which is right over here. Just gonna follow it around. What's our depth?
16.
That's
15.
good.
We're good.
Excellent.
We're in the channel. That's not an issue.
Yeah.
Moving forward was an issue.
And there's the 20, 19, 20 knots. There is storms all around us, all the way around us. So, what are we doing today, Captain Dave?
We're striking out again.
Where are we currently?
We're at
Lice Docking Island, right here. Last night we had a hell of a night. It was
squally.
We were getting a west wind, which means that it was coming from this direction. And as you can see, there's nothing stopping the wave action from the wind. So, needless to say,
it was a rough night.
I know I didn't get any sleep. I'm a little bit tired and cranky. I'm trying not to be. And Dave, he went downstairs and slept downstairs. I don't know how he did it because it gets so noisy. But we are leaving. We only spent the night and we're moving north. Here's Dave hand bombing the anchor, chain, anchor, everything. Pull up, pop down. This is what happens when your windlass breaks. There's not going to be a yay on the end of it because boo. We only put 30 feet down last night. So instead of Dave having to haul up 60 feet, he's only got 30 feet. It pulls us forward, doesn't it?
Yeah. If it wasn't dead calm, Lice would be out on the wheel right now, keeping the chain lined up for me, but it's dead calm, so I'm just pulling the boat to where it needs to be.
Which, as you can see, there's the chain right there, and there's the anchor right there. And yeah, she was buried. I didn't even have to go and do an anchor dive on her. It wasn't really going to happen yesterday anyway, because when we anchored, it was just storming. It was storming. Look at that. We didn't lose that after all.
One of the things I like about here is how good the holding is.
I could see you disturbing the bottom. All the sand getting disturbed. It's kind of cool.
Very disturbing.
What isn't disturbing?
Are we within sight of the anchor?
Oh yeah. It's right here. Here. Right there. You're actually pulling the boat over.
Should shut off my anchor alarm too before we go.
One of the things that infuriates Dave, the anchor alarm going off when he forgets to shut it off.
Yep, it's annoying. Wow, that is buried deep.
And as you can see, there is nobody else here in this anchorage with us. Which means that they didn't have to go through the shitty night that we went through.
Yeah, they did. They just did it elsewhere.
Else when?
Elsewhere.
Else when?
Yeah, it's a good treat.
Would you like me to go back now? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. How much does the anchor weigh itself?
I forget. 55 pounds, 75 pounds, I don't remember honestly.
I think it's 65 pounds. Right in between.
Gotta look at the model number.
So right now he's trying to dig that up out of the sand, and it's buried pretty good. So
and if you try to go
that's
fast,
strange.
It'll break this loose and drop it. What's strange?
I just was wondering why we're having a hard time right then, because there wasn't really anything holding it down. Look at that. You see that, guys? There she is. Got 500 pounds of sand on it, too.
Yeah, that doesn't help the lifting.
Yeah.
It sure helps the holding, though.
Yeah. We definitely needed it last night. We had 20 knot winds.
22.
22. And westward wind, which means our asses were to the beach on a lee shore. Not fun, guys. Not fun at all.
That's not what I recommend. Thought it's off in, probably just a wave. Dolphins do come in here, though.
There she is.
Picked up enough stuff off the bottom.
Yeah, just enough to be annoying.
Spray it off. So the deck wash pump's not on.
Okay, I'll go turn it on.
I'll shut off the anchor alarm so we can get
Okay.
the sides going.
Bye, Lee Stocking Island. On the waves again. Come on, sing for me, Dave.
On the waves again.
Just can't wait to get on the waves again. We're underway.
Screaming in terror as the storms come blowing in. I can't wait to get on the waves again.
Well, Dave did some work on the port side engine.
Sail drive.
On the sail drive, he pumped out the... What'd you do, Dave?
Pumped out the old oil. We've got a leaking seal, so we got water in our sail drive, so I've pumped it out. I got to transfer it to a disposable container, and then we'll keep that till we get to Florida and dispose of it.
So
now there's fresh oil in the sail drive and it's running smooth.
So it looks like this now. There is a little bit of only a little bit though.
You stay cool underway.
This feels nice.
Well, you can see that we are sailing using 100% diesel. There is no wind. I mean, no wind at all. We're trying to get out of this stormy region. Today we've been lucky so far. Yesterday was not so much, but we're heading up to Rudder Cut Cay from East Stocking Island. Came out the Adderley Cut. And we hope to be into the cut around noonish, and then another couple of miles to where we anchor. If it stays really nice, we might keep right on going and go up to Little Farmers Cay or even Big Farmers or something. We want to get north and get out of where the stormy region is right at the moment.
So what's happening now, Captain Dave?
We're approaching Rudder Cut. It's gorgeous out here, and it's very tempting to stay out here, but we do have squalls coming in the afternoons, and if we go another 6 miles or so, we can get to Gallio Cay, but there's no guarantee what it's going to be like going in there. So we know Rudder Cut is good holding. It's shallow, which means I don't have to hand pump a whole lot of chain, and it sets us up for traveling for a couple hours tomorrow morning up to Farmers. The nice thing about this is we can go inside and stay inside all the way up to Staniel Cay and further.
Oh, well, once we get in here, we can stay inside? Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds so great.
Yeah.
Not that this is horrific or anything, but I mean, there's more of a chance of getting into trouble out here.
With no wind, you can't sail.
And there's no wind.
There's no wind.
It's 0.0. Look at that. 0.1. There's no wind. So, in other words, we can't even fly the spinnaker. There is no wind. It's insane. What I found out I like to do is I like to sit down here on the edge. I'm gonna sit right there. Stick my feet out the back, like so. Out the back. How fast are we going? 5 knots. Let's get that with that. And it's, what's our depth?
55 feet.
And you can see the bottom. So we're coming to where what we think is a marker. Right here, that little white thing floating in the water. Look at that. That's 52 feet down. And you can clearly see the bottom. That is insane. Oh yeah, we gotta go in around here. That's how we come in. I remember that. So it's actually up and around, not through here, because that's all shoaly and we won't make it in. Look at the bottom. Looks like a pool.
I believe that's called Rocky Key.
I'm really disappointed that we have to come in now. I'm not gonna lie.
We don't have to. We can stay out. It's just risk. Is it worth the risk?
It is your decision, Captain. It was very tempting, but what's the rush?
There's no rush. If it's nice tomorrow, we run up the inside. If it's not nice, we have a decent spot anchored. Turtles and nurse sharks and rays.
Oh my.
Caves. All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
And the musician.
The musician.
You didn't dive her on the way
I
down.
didn't do that on the way down. So I'll get to do her on the way up. Woo woo. What do we experience usually with this cut?
It depends on the time of day. This cut can have a standing wave. Depends
Which is
which way you're
awful.
going.
Yeah. So I guess we're about to find out. Let's go up front. Let's go find out. I normally wouldn't come up here because, you know, out here on the ocean side it can get a little rough, but it's so calm out here. I'm up here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think I'm gonna have a seat. Oh, hot! The seat is hot. Oh, okay. Oh, this seat was very hot. Very hot. We did see a couple of other boats out there, but it's pretty quiet here along the Exumas. And hot. Very hot. I can't wait to go swimming. It's so flippin' hot out right now. That's why I'm stopping early. We'll swim with the turtles. And then we're gonna turn that way. Just not before this rock. We'll go on the other side of that rock. So we can't get through there, but we can get around this way. We have been over here before, snorkeling along there. Beautiful coral. I wonder if anybody's going to be anchored over here, or if it's going to be empty like the last anchorage. There's no smoke. No. I don't understand what happened. I don't understand.
Let's burn off.
I guess. Okay then. Oh, the dark spot right here, that's the musician. That's the underwater piano right there. Because we are now coming up to Rudder Cut. And we do have some company. That's nice and all. I do kind of wish it was empty, but you know, you can't have it all.
At least Stockman was empty and you left.
It's true. So, where are we now, Captain Dave?
We're at Rudder Cay. Beautiful, beautiful Rudder Cay.
And
Unfortunately, there's some thimble jellyfish floating around here, so I don't know if we'll be able to swim it. I hope so.
those little brown things are thimble jellyfish. Maybe I can get closer to one. I think I've showed you guys before what they look like, but it's super disappointing that they're there. There's one right there.